Hello there, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. I almost said Thursday, and I don't know why. It's been a long time since we've had these on Thursdays. Um,
Everything's backwards this week, man. I'm going out of town. If you're in Dublin, I'm coming to Dublin, man, this
Yay!
weekend. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's Hump Day. Um, Welcome to Chatting with Doug. I see we are already in a level 4 hype train. Thank you all so much.
Thank
Almost
you.
level 5. It's gonna be level 5 soon. Maybe, possibly. Y'all are insane. I
Thank
love it.
you. So
Thank you so
kind.
much. So kind. So let's get down to the rules so that we can start answering these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we will probably have time for highlighted questions, but please save your highlighting towards the end of stream because if you highlight it now, it is impossible for me to scroll back up and see it. So save it for that time. Highlighting a question does not guarantee that we will see or read it though. Please watch the length of your questions. The shorter that it is, the more likely we are to have a better idea of what the question is and not have to read it really fast and get lost and not be able to reread it again. So shorter to the point is better. Also, no spoilers. Not everyone's had a chance to see Shazam or even the end of Last of Us or Mandalorian or whatever. So please, no spoilers. I will be very upset if you give me a Mandalorian spoiler. Gosh darn it.
I haven't seen it yet either. Yeah, that's like the
Oh
one
yeah,
There's too many Pedro Pascal shows. God damn
there
it, it's hard to keep
are.
up.
There are, and well, we were just
He's looking
laughing.
after a little somebody.
Yeah, we were just laughing last Wednesday because we sat and watched TV for like 2 hours because it was Mandalorian, Bad Batch, and the season premiere of Ted Lasso. So we've got like a whole bunch of other stuff again to watch tonight. We'll figure it
Too
out.
much, man.
It's too much. There's way too much. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do it. That kind of applies to the bit messages as well. We do have a list. We will get to it. Sometimes we can get up to like an hour behind, so we probably didn't miss it. We probably just haven't gotten to it yet. Your patience is appreciated. I think that's it.
Man, we got a lot of 666 ones today.
Yeah. We've got a lot of
Okay.
Malcolm.
Devils.
Behold, pitiful maggots. All right. Awesome. Yes, Waveflow, thank you for putting that exclamation point alerts in there. We love our alert list. Some of them I think have never even been played before. So,
Well, first time for everything.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah.
Chat. Okay, if you want to keep doing the 666 ones, that's fine, because that's a big number too. But still, just saying.
Excuse me. All right, that Disney nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hello again, Mr. Doug Sparrow. Hi, Heather. How you guys doing? Especially you, Doug. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I don't know what I had. It only lasted one day, thank God. But yeah, it kind of threw me off, threw a monkey wrench into things a little bit. So I'm trying to catch up before I go to Dublin. But feel totally fine today. It was just one day of goddamn it.
Small Movie World, thank you so much for that 35-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Thank you. Doug, Heather, chat. Oh my God. So good to see y'all again. Doug, to start off, just wanted to save a very belated thank you for your cameo a couple of months back. A simple yet effective kick of inspiration. I've been back recording weekly reviews, movie reviews, already getting decent views, even got a ton of guests lined up, and I'm super creatively satisfied right now. So again, Doug, huge appreciation for your message.
Well, as your therapist, that's great to hear. No, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. No, that's great to hear. It's great to hear that you're getting the creative juices going again, man. So that's awesome.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I finally finished binging, The Last of Us. Wow, that show's great. What are your guys' thoughts if you've seen it?
Oh, I like it a lot. Much better than I thought it would be. And I didn't think it was going to be bad. But I thought it was just going to be like another zombie show. I really thought the playing element was going to be too big of a missing factor in it, because I thought when you take that out, like, it's a good story, but it's been done to death now. So the fact that they did change things up and kind of told it in a different way, and even when they did do scenes from the game, they would mix it up a little bit, like without going into too many spoilers. I like the musical choice in the last episode. And people know what I'm talking about, I think,
Yeah.
when I say that. Um, so yeah, I thought it was really well done. I can't wait to see what they do with the other seasons.
My only gripe is I wish the last episode would have been a little bit longer. I feel like they could have spent a little bit more time on some of
No,
those
they
scenes.
they needed one more episode in general. Like everything just need to be stretched out a little more. That's my one complaint too, which is a good complaint. You know, you want more, you need more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually shocked watching it. Like, oh, are they doing the whole game in one season? Like, I was legit pretty surprised by that. But I'm sure it's what they had in contract. You know, they said this is what you got to do. You know, you have to prove the concept and stuff like that. So yeah, no, for the most part, I'm really glad how it turned out.
Chat, you're wild. We just hit a level 7 hype train.
Okay,
You're wilding out here. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. If you love Pirates Month so much, then have you seen Disney's Treasure Planet? People only remember that movie because of the waifu character.
I guess I don't remember the
Waifu,
okay.
like people, their animated wife. It's used like
Gotcha. Okay.
People like to imagine themselves having relations with that character.
Okay. You know, no, it's funny because that's what I thought it meant. I'm like, maybe it doesn't mean what I thought. I don't remember a waifu character in that movie. It doesn't also mean male, right? It's just female, right?
Yeah. Isn't there a hot female character in Treasure Planet?
Is there? Oh, maybe I haven't seen it in a while. Okay. Are they talking about the mom? Is that what they're talking about?
I'm not positive. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It's been a while since I've seen it too. I mean, remember her being okay, but like I didn't know she was like a thing. Like interesting. Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't mind going back and reviewing it again because I did find it really distracting that it was just Treasure Island in space. Like even the ships don't look like spaceships, they just look like sailing ships, and that was so odd to me. And I know people always say no, steampunk. I'm like, I don't think that counts. I don't know, every time I see steampunk, that's not the same thing. I don't know, I can't explain the difference, but I know it's not the same thing. But it's not bad. I don't know, I gotta give it a chance. Maybe I'll watch it again for like Nostalgia Critic or something, because I think that film does have a following now.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, which cartoon-based live-action film do you think is worst and most insulting? Inspector Gadget or The Last Airbender?
I'll say Inspector Gadget because it is constantly annoying. Which you would think that actually be a little funnier because it's throwing so much weird stuff at you, and Last Airbender is pretty boring, but it's just, I don't know, what's that guy? Raja Gosnell, is that the guy who did it? Yeah, he just has an annoyance that just grates on me so bad. And then to have Matthew Broderick at the center of it too, I'm like, nah, I can't, man.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Elizabeth Banks is headlining an adult animated Flintstones reboot. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, if it's half as good as Velma, I think we're in for a treat. I mean, I feel, did they try that? Or did they do that with Yogi Bear? One of these Hanna-Barbera cartoons, they tried to give like an adult spin on it. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was Flintstones. I don't know. I never found Flintstones that funny. So honestly, a part of me is like, well, you can't make it any worse. But then again, yeah, Velma wasn't that great, and I think they're trying to do the same thing. But then like Harley Quinn was really great. So I don't know. I'll just have to see.
Stillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your go-to comfort movie? More specifically, what's a movie that will put you in the best mood possible?
Man, I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Brazil, which many would not call a comfort movie. But the visuals in it are just so strange and distorted and imaginative and like, and really there. So much of that stuff was really built and really there, and I'm just so fascinated by a world like that. Sin City's another one where I really, I don't know why. When I watched the second film, as soon as it started, I was watching the big screen again. I'm like, oh my God, I'm home. I don't know why. I love this world. I love this type of writing and visuals and imagery. I just love it. So I guess there's two choices for you.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 1,225 bits.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
that.
you.
I was going to say I'm surprised we haven't had a cameo from Black Dog Bill in Pirates Month, but then again, I'm probably like one of 10 people who even remember who that is.
It was either you or someone else a couple weeks ago brought that up, and I'm like, ooh, that's not a bad idea. And I literally just finished the last episode. I was like, I forgot about. We'd have to go find the costume, which I don't think we have. I mean, I'm sure it's long gone. We'd have to recreate it and everything. So, yeah, I missed the opportunity. I mean, it would have been a fun little in joke, or at least mention the character. But yeah, I totally forgot. So don't look for that Easter egg. It's not in there. I'm sorry.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you been watching the Night Court reboot? Did you watch the most recent Bob's Burgers?
What I want, I'm halfway through last week's episode, so I think I'm too behind. We kind of got behind a little bit. For Bob's Burgers. Night Court, no, I didn't watch much of the original, so I only found out, like, I think the week it was coming out, there even was a reboot. So, yeah, I guess I'll just wait and see if a lot of people are talking about it. Because if not, it's not a show that like has a hold on me. It's probably not going to pull me in unless people are just saying, dude, you got to watch this show. It's really great. So I'll just wait for that, I guess.
I know, well, guys, thank you for the 150 bits. Is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish your next review after the last Pirates movie? Also, will you review the Mario movie the exact same day?
Exact same day? I mean, I got it recorded and put it out and stuff like that. So maybe the day after. But Puss in Boots 2, it's not the first one after Pirates Month, but it's the one after. I'm literally writing it right now. It's the next cast review, which I feel bad because I think at the end of the last Pirates video, I say, I'm reviewing Puss in Boots 2 next. And I'm like, wait, shit, I got one more before that. So maybe I'll make a little joke in the editorial one before I before I run it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Nomeo and Juliet, Brother Bear, or Open Season?
I have not seen Open Season or Nomeo and Juliet. It feels so weird saying that. I have not seen Nomeo and Juliet. I think I have it on the list for Disney December, though, because I found out that's a Disney film. So I'm like, okay, well, I just have to know what a movie with a title that bad is like. I never have seen Open Season. It didn't look good to me, but they made a few sequels, so maybe I'm wrong.
Extremely fiction.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, the finale episode of the Owl House premieres on April 8th and will come to Disney Plus the day after. I don't know if you finished with X-Men or started another show, but I think if you started Owl House now, you'll probably catch up in time for the finale.
Okay. I'm sure I'll be behind a little bit. Then again, I don't know how many episodes there are. I'm on like the last 2 episodes of Wolverine the X-Men, so I'll probably start after that. Knowing that is good to know, because that is one I've been looking forward to seeing. A lot of people have said it's really good. It looks like it's in the vein of like that Gravity Falls, Starverses, and Amphibia and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'm excited to see it.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 Chris Nolan films.
I mean, Dark Knight, obviously. Memento's pretty damn clever. And I do like, was it Insomnia or Insomniac? That's what I always forget. I think it's Insomnia. I think it's kind of an underrated Nolan film that a lot of people don't talk about. And I do have a soft spot for Dunkirk as well. So yeah, there you go.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. I finally got around to watching The Great Race for the first time recently after you, Rob, and Brad mentioned it plenty of times in videos, and yep, it's fantastic. What's your favorite scene? The pig, wow, Heather. The pie fight is a blast for me.
Yeah, that might be it for me. We always said that's the best pie fight ever shot, and everyone who sees it is like, yeah, no, you're not really gonna top that. Why would you want to top it? It's so perfect. I think in that scene, just Peter Falk coming out going, hey professor, and all the pies just perfectly timed from each angle, boom, 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 and he just goes back and forth with all these pies hitting him, and just perfect sound effects, perfect timing. It's so good. And since you've seen that movie, you know then also how much I stole from Jack Lemmon as Professor Fade for Nostalgia Critic. I took a lot from him.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you ever watch the third Rock from the Sun reunion from 2021? It's on YouTube.
Really? Really? No, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, I really want to check that out. Okay. All right, I'll type that in so I don't forget.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Just came to say hello, going to babysit my little niece who was 9 days old today. I got to babysit her last night too. I'm so happy. Anyway, Doug, hope you have a fun and safe travels to Dublin. Aaron, go brah.
Yeah, congrats, man. That's so great. I'm so glad it turned out healthy and everything. That's wonderful to hear, man. Congrats.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. In case you watched the Oscars this year, Doug, what were your thoughts? Also, what did you think about all of the wins, the night, like Everything Everywhere All at Once winning Best Picture?
I mean, I really like that film, and I think it's nice that it shows they're going for stuff that's a little different, which I like. I mean, between that and then Pinocchio, and even like Into the Spider-Verse winning Best Animated Film years ago. I mean, like, those are things that you wouldn't think they would pick. They usually go for kind of the more standard, safer stuff. So I like they're going. I like they're going a little weird. I appreciate that. Even I didn't like Shape of Water that much, but I like that they were going for the weird movie. You know what I mean? So I kind of like that shows that they're getting a little odder, which I enjoy. I didn't watch the Oscars. Rob texted me anything interesting that happened. He just texted me like, the cool way. I did watch the Oscar speeches like Brendan Fraser and Ke Huy Quan. Was that it? I always feel like
It's K Hui, and then the middle is what I can never say correctly. Hui Quan, I think.
Ke Huy Quan. Ke Huy Quan. Yeah.
Something like that. I'm the worst. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And those are very nice. Both of them were very nice speeches because they weren't super self-gratifying or making a big "this is our moment" stuff. They were just really humble and nice, and in a weird way that kind of felt small, like, hey, we're not going to try and turn this into a big explosion. This is just a nice little touching moment, and I like that. There was something I don't know, welcomingly gentle about it that I really liked.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, doesn't Rob do these Q&As anymore? How's he doing?
Oh, he's doing good. He's doing a lot more of like the images for fanscription now that they're back to. Well, I was gonna say now that they're back to doing like one a month, but even before then, man, the Batman and Robin one was eating him alive, and Walter for that matter. And he usually has a meetup on Wednesdays. We switched it to Wednesdays because usually when I get an early screening, there'll be or no, what was it? I usually have to see a movie on Thursdays, and when there's an early screening, it's usually on Tuesday. But the past couple of times, it's been on a Wednesday, like for Shazam and stuff. So I'm like, so yeah, that's one of the reasons we moved it. But anyway, yeah, no, he's still around. He's still good and everything. Yeah, we'll see if we can get him on another one in the near future.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for next Twitch contest: trivia about the NC/Channel Awesome/Channel Awesome cast. Man, here's the thing. I bet chat would know better than I ever could.
Yeah,
I have not even seen every review that Doug has ever done. I'm sorry, Doug, I love you, but I haven't.
I don't think I have either. I mean, like, there's so goddamn many. We've been doing this 16 years, man. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna remember half this stuff. I really get to the point where you had to remember it, so I don't have to now. So yeah,
it's a possibility, but I don't know. We'll see.
I kind of see what you're talking about. Just like, man, going through and finding all that stuff would be tricky. Like, even for me to do it, I'd just be like, okay, what's this now? How did this work? Where was that? Rob says he always has a funny story about somebody told him a really funny line, and he said, "Oh, that's really good. Who said that?" He's like, "You did." It's like, oh, well, aren't I funny? Like, sometimes we're not even aware or we remember the lines that we wrote.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. So I recently rewatched the 1993 Mario Bros. Movie to do a review on it, and wow, I had totally forgotten about when they travel back to New York, and in the process, the World Trade Center is all wrecked and torn apart. All I can say to that is, yikes.
Yeah, especially like one of them sort of gets like half taken away, and the other just has like a little hole at the top, and it's like, no, yeah, it's like really fucking uncomfortable. Even more uncomfortable than Dennis Hopper in that movie, so that's impressive.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Great review today of Pirates of the Caribbean on the Curse of Dead Man's World Tales. God damn it, that movie's so forgettable.
Yeah, right? I don't know, watching that and at World's End, I was kind of balancing the two. Like, Man, which one is worse? Because one is just so forgettable, and the other is just so goddamn long and miserable. So I'm like, I guess I'll go with that World's End just because the length is so ridiculous. But yeah, it was close. There, I at least respect World's End for taking some risks. Like the Stranger Tides one, it's like just so forgettable, so nothing.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Snapple flavor?
You know, I never drank much Snapple.
Same.
Is it even still around? I don't even
It
know if
is.
it's still
Snapple
around.
exists.
There was a weird thing. What was it that they used to do with the tops of them? Like they used
They
to
had like
play.
facts.
Was that it? Or I remember like people played Pog with it, or have it like I don't know. When we were
Really?
kids, we would do something with it. I think it was something like Pogs, and they make a game out of it. And they caught on to it. And I think they tried to give it like kind of neat designs or something like that. And I can't remember what the game was. I gotta look that up later
Yeah,
because I
I'm
really don't
not sure
remember.
if I remember that moment in time.
Hmm.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Biggest guilty pleasure movie?
Um, man, I'm trying to think of one. Like, what do I watch?
Moulin Rouge for me. That movie's not great, but damn if it doesn't make me smile.
You know, maybe I think we've gotten this question before. You always answer that. That reminds me of what mine is. The Greatest Showman.
Heck
What
yeah, it is.
absolute garbage, but so entertaining, so well choreographed, and everyone's just giving 1,000,000% with this awful script. But they're just all singing their hearts out and dancing like crazy. It's choreographed amazing, and just everybody has a smile 24/7. And I don't know, how can you not just get into that?
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Have either of you seen the movie Minions: The Rise of Gru? In one scene, they use stolen ice cream to taunt exercisers on bikes. What can you think of that would be more despicable?
Stealing a joke from The Simpsons, which is where that's from. And it figures there's, yellow people running around. That makes sense. But no, I saw it. It's about as good as any of the other movies. I don't know. At that point, is anyone really like, well, the story to this better be good? They're like, no, just don't. Just get a few laughs and don't be annoying. That's what I think people are hoping for with those movies when they come out. Yeah, I remember being okay. I guess about as good as any of the other movies.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the single worst year in movies and the single best?
Man, best. I mean, I'd have to look at like the history of movies and like years and stuff like that. I mean, you want to go for best. I mean, you might want to go for like, just like when they first had like, silent film and stuff like that. They were just discovering film. But I mean, for when I was alive, I think I remember '89 being pretty good because what was that? That was like Batman, Indiana Jones, a Lethal Weapon, UHF came out that time. It kind of got eaten up by those movies. I just remember all the movies being really, really good. And what was it? '93 is when Jurassic Park came out, and I think The Fugitive, and so that was another like really good year that I remember. But I'm sure a lot of that is nostalgia too. Worse, I don't know. It's got to be in like that. I had an editorial video called like the Dark Age of Cinema, which I think was from like I don't know, maybe 1996 to like 2001, something like that, where we just got way into the CG stuff and we just kept throwing crap on the screen because we were like, we're not able to do this before. And now look, a sea monster. Was there any story? No, but look, it looks really real. And now it looks terrible. So the film's even worse. So yeah, that's one of those years, I guess.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. As a Gemini, I must expect the unexpected. With that said, what's your favorite moment from Kentucky Fried Movie? The Danger Seeker moment kills me every time for how bluntly inappropriate it is.
Me too. When you started saying that, I'm like, ooh, is this a Kentucky Fried Movie reference? I love the hell out of that movie. Man, I'm trying to think of like, because we grew up with that film and we quoted it a lot. That was a film my dad would sort of sneak to us and be like, "Don't tell your mother," kind of thing. And you can definitely see why. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the without going into too much detail, the feel around sketch was pretty funny. And then just though, I think we quote the was it Fistfully Yen, I think is what it was called, the Bruce Lee parody in the middle. I think we quote that a lot, even though it's kind of long. So yeah, I guess that.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you hear the news that they're making a sequel to Good Burger on Paramount Plus with the actors coming back?
Paramount Plus, you get that on the big screen, man. People demand to see that, along with Top Gun, back to back. You know what? Now that they're grown up, it's one of those things where it's like, even if the writing's terrible, I kind of feel like it might be fun, because everyone's doing it for the same thing. Like, yeah, we know this is kind of silly and whatever. Let's just have fun with it. I think they go in with that attitude. It'll probably be a good time, even if the writing's not great.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you clearly love Will Turner, wink wink, what are your thoughts on Orlando Bloom as Legolas?
Oh, he's great as Legolas. I think just about all the casting in the Lord of the Rings movies are great, but he's supposed to kind of be on like another plane. All the elves kind of are. So I think it's weird. Like he's bland in just the right way, in a way that kind of makes sense. So yeah, no, I thought he did good as Legolas.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watched this TV series Trial and Error with John Lithgow?
No, I never even heard of it. I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys see Guy Ritchie movie Operation Fortune?
No. Wait, it sounds familiar too. I don't know why looking it up is gonna do anything for me. Oh no, it's a new movie. Oh, it came out this year. Wow, there's a lot of people. I've never heard of this movie. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, I recognize this poster. It's out right now. Okay. I guess I'll look it up and see what I think at some point. I do, even though I don't love all his stuff, I do like to keep on top of what he does because he can turn in some cool stuff.
Excuse me. Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. Favorite Dark NC joke? I love the Canada PSA parody you do with Malcolm where you promote water and he calmly says, I have pancreatic cancer. An awkward silence follows.
Man, I'm trying to think. Because the dark jokes go back so far, and I love dark humor, but YouTube has kind of, cleaned it up out of us, and so now we don't get to do as much of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like really, really think back. Usually ones that have like somebody very needlessly died in something that usually makes me laugh. You know what? There's an Ask That Guy joke. I know it's technically not NC, but everyone loves it because I walked down the middle of the street with a pellet gun that looked very real. So the question is, can you come over to my house and shoot me? And I say, absolutely. I get out the gun. I walk. We follow me. Go all the way into the house. See me go in this house. Oh my God, no! Bang! I leave. I come back, get the pipe, and I say, by the way, where do you live? I love that joke. I think that's a funny joke.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watch SCTV?
Yeah. So not a ton, but what I've seen I really like. I definitely remember the Ben-Hur parody really, really made me laugh. He did say leopards. Yeah, I like that show. For the little bit that I saw, I really, really enjoyed it.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. NC recommendation, Steve Martin's The Pink Panther 2006.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the newer ones. I guess it's not really. Yeah, 2006. That's not new at all. Just compared to the original. But I didn't get into the original ones that much. I get why people like them and they're seen as like classics and stuff like that, but they never grabbed me that much outside of a handful of scenes. So, and everyone says that the Steve Martin ones aren't as good as the original ones, so I never bothered.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. What would you say is the better Mel Brooks movie, Spaceballs or Robin Hood Men in Tights? Also, what is your opinion on the spoof film known as Top Secret?
Oh, I love Top Secret. That's like one of the earliest spoof films. I'm trying to think if it even came out before Airplane. Oh, maybe Airplane came out first. But it's very, very funny. And Spaceballs by far is the funnier movie, though Cary Elwes is I'll say he's a funnier lead. Bill Pullman's fine for what was required, but Cary Elwes, I feel like, is kind of single-handedly carrying that movie because a lot of the jokes, I loved it when I was a kid. A lot of the jokes don't work too great as an adult, but it's silly. I got a soft spot for it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Spaceballs character / joke / moment?
Man, it's gotta be something with Dark Helmet. Let me think. I think just the line, "You will see evil will always triumph because good is dumb." It's just such a stupid line that really, really makes me laugh, and in that intimidating voice.
Small movie world. Thank you for the 666 bits. Wow, I cannot speak today. Favorite Walter moment on NC. Mine's hand down is the Michael Caine bit in the Muppet Family Christmas Review. One of my top 10 all-time favorite NC moments. It just kills me every time you blinked.
Yeah, shit, that's pretty good. Oh man, is that my favorite too? Now I got.
I like his Michael Caine better than Zack Snyder.
Snyder, yeah. What's so great about that bit is just we improvised the whole thing, like him just going through the alphabet. We just set up 2 cameras, and I was like, okay, let's just go. I think there's one point where I pointed a finger, and he like looked at it and was like, yeah, I'm twisting it. We're like, okay, let's do that again. Hold on, let's go back. I pointed the finger, and we just picked up from there. Everything else is exactly as you saw it. It turned out so funny. Yeah, his Michael Caine might actually be my personal favorite. One of these days, I'm gonna get him to do the Sheriff of Nottingham from the Disney Robin Hood, because it is so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think whatever we do with that, it's gonna be a laugh riot.
Frameiser, thank you for the 100 bits. I finally got to go to Super Nintendo World, and let me tell you, it's amazing. Highly recommend.
It looks pretty cool. So is there one in America yet, or no?
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do really want to see that. Is it in California or Florida?
Yes. California.
Okay. All right. Yeah. One of these days, I'll get there.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Defend Chicago pizza in your best Chicago accent.
I mean, come on, let's just look at it. It's like you got New York pizza. It's like, just kind of like this. My hand. That's my hand. That's New York pizza. Like Chicago. It's like my arm. This is Chicago. This is New York. This is Chicago. This is New York. I mean, it's just, come on, the Bears. I don't know.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently learned from the film theorist, a saucer of milk can be fattening to a cat as a 12-inch pizza can be for humans. I'm curious as to what you feed your pets.
Oh, just dry food. We used to do like softer food sometimes, like if Chaplin was especially good, when we only had him. But then when we got Buster has no interest in the softer food, which is weird. So we just give him just kind of the kibble, like what the hell is it called? Blue something. I can't remember what it's called, but kind of the healthier kibble. And then we also have these little treats we give them when they behave properly and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing too special.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Daniel Tosh? Ever watched Tosh.0 or Brickleberry?
Brickleberry, no, a long time ago. Sometimes I watch Tosh. Point oh, right? That's
yeah.
What it's called. It was hit and miss, but I will say when he got a laugh out of me, it was a hard laugh. There was kind of the shit-eating grin, like just I'm gonna say something really inappropriate. I know it's inappropriate, but I'm gonna say it anyway, but like in a way where you either want to punch this guy or just laugh so hard and pat him on the back. You know what I say? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's but that's the last time I saw him. And how old is that show now? It's probably like a couple decades. That was the early 2000s. So yeah, I have not kept up.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. A movie cliche or cliches that drive you insane. I don't know why, but I'm already super annoyed every time we get a zoom and enhance moment.
I know what you're saying with that. When it's coming back, which is so weird. I thought that was kind of like a 9 years ago thing that was kind of everywhere, and then now suddenly it's like making a weird comeback, which is bizarre. I was gonna do a list of cliches we should probably stop, in that they're fine now, but we're just starting to get a little tired of them. One of the, and a lot of, I hate to say, a lot of them were in Last of Us, and that's why I'm like, but they work here, but I'm just about ready to hate them. You know what I mean? I mean, one of them is the, big, strong person looking after the weak, small person going on a journey and stuff, which I know why that's successful and we all like it and stuff, but it's like just kind of a common trope. Also, the rich suck, say the rich. Like, again, Glass Onion and The Menu and the Triangle of Sadness. I love those movies. I really, really like them, but, you start to pick up to them a little bit. So it's like I'm not hating them yet, but I feel like if they're done 2 more times, I'm gonna hate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, you missed an FMA joke on today's review. Could have mentioned Rock Bell Automail, Winry Rock Bell, etc. But still, great review for a pretty forgettable Pirates movie.
Thank you. Yeah, man, it's been even longer time since I've seen that show. I remember being really good, but yeah, it's been a really, really long time.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watch Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead?
No, the title sounds familiar, but I don't. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I will try to check it out.
I know it, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. The final episode of Owl House airs on April 8th and will release on Disney Plus on the 9th. Will that be your next show after Wolverine and the X-Men?
Yeah, that's the plan because that's the one I probably want to see the most this year because so many people have said I should check it out. So yeah, right after I'm done with that, I will hop right into that.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. Just want to say safe travels and have fun in Ireland. Also, I hope Chaplin wasn't too traumatized by the vacuum test. Poor guy.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't usually hide under the bed. That's why I thought it was so funny. I'm like, oh, I gotta get a picture of this. Like he almost never ever does that. He just looks so miserable, like a little doggy or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty cute.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. So we all know The Happening is a bad, silly film, but it really frustrates me in hindsight for one reason, having now experienced a pandemic and still remembering clearly all that entailed, especially in March 2020. The film actually captures so well the sensation of people in mass panic, absolutely unsure why and unsure how to tackle the problem, if only the rest of the film was close to competent.
You know, it's weird. I don't remember that part being done well, but maybe I'm so distracted by the parts that were so hilariously bad that maybe I have a point. I wonder if I put it on now, I would be seeing like elements of like the pandemic and stuff like that. So yeah, you could be right. And you know, it is time I watch that film again because by God, I need a good laugh.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Do either of you know the transcript of what Devil Malcolm says every time someone cheers 666? It's behold, pitiful maggots, the fearsome face of darkness. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you please do a Dark Tunes for the season 3 episode of Amphibia, Olivia, and Yunnan? It's a very twisted and dramatic episode that's worthy of the attention.
Maybe. The only thing is I feel like you have to really know the show in order to follow it and see. I mean, I guess you can kind of see what's dark about it, even if you don't know the characters, but I don't know. I feel like there's probably a couple episodes you could do with that, but yeah, maybe.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. In the past year, I've become a bit of a Looney Tunes mega fan, and I found myself leaning more towards the earlier Bob Clampett and Tex Avery eras.
Yeah, and it's funny because I always liked them. I didn't love them until I got older, and I just really looked at how stretchy and fluent and stuff they would make them. Give me 1 second here. There's a guy who did a really phenomenal video series. The Merry History of Looney Tunes is what it's called. It's by a guy named Kaiser. Oh, what is it? Kaiser Beams, I guess. But if you just type in Merry History of Looney Tunes, I mean, it is the most information you will ever get on Looney Tunes ever. I thought I knew a lot, but like this guy, it's like something you'd see on like a DVD or a Blu-ray or behind the scenes or a documentary or something. You know, just the picture quality is a little, you know, lower because he doesn't always have the most high-res pictures. But yeah, it is so well done. Like any Looney Tunes fan, diehard fan, should watch this.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which director would you rather sit down for an hour and pick their brains? Steven Spielberg or James Cameron?
Spielberg would probably have more interesting stuff to say. Both, I'm sure, would have phenomenal stories. I guess I say Spielberg. I mean, I make fun of Avatar all the time, but it's like I do like James Cameron.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. How do you feel about Brendan Fraser, Michelle Yeoh, Ke Huy Quan? Sorry, that was my computer, not yours, everyone. And Jamie Lee Curtis winning the Oscars for Best Actors and Actresses.
All of them well deserved, except for that one question mark with Jamie Lee Curtis. That's really weird. I love Jamie Lee. I'm not gonna like badmouth it, but I thought it was weird she was even nominated. That was a little odd, but I don't know. It might be one of those makeup Oscars where people are just like, "Hey, she's cool. She deserves something for something." But yeah, no. Everyone else, I mean, I'm glad Michelle Yeoh got in there because I really thought Ke Huy Quan was gonna kind of overshadow that. I kind of thought like he was going to be like the only best actor nominee, best acting nominee, I should say, in there. And I'm glad that they got others in there as well. But yeah, Jamie Lee was the only one I was like, really? All right.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact, in Robin Hood Men in Tights, when Robin Hood brings the slain pig to the king, played by Richard Lewis, the king says, treif, the Yiddish word for something unclean, not kosher, and thus junk/crap.
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, leave it to a Mel Brooks movie to teach me that.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 666 bits. Having rewatched the Star Wars prequels, I must ask, what do you find more painful, Jar Jar and Phantom Menace or the whole romance at Attack of the Clones? I can't believe I'm saying that, but I honestly might think the latter so boring and lifeless.
Yeah, at least Jar Jar, there's kind of like like take it out, like hold hands, like, okay, we're gonna get through this, kind of thing where yeah, the romance is such as like there's only one or two moments with the romance where you kind of, like the sand line or something where you just laugh so hard at how, bad it is. But yeah, Jar Jar at least is definitely like an onslaught, like, oh, it's like a rite of passage to get through that amount of bad, where the romance is just like, yeah, just fast forward those.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I forgot to mention on Awesome Comics and Cocktails, this is about Shazam 2. There is no spoiler, don't worry about it. When a character was hung over in the movie, I don't think that should be possible because they were in their superhero form. With Flash and She-Hulk, we know heroes with super stamina shouldn't be affected by alcohol in the same way as people.
Yes, that's clearly why people didn't go see it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watched The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis?
Yes. Oh my God, I love that movie. That's one of those films where it was advertised as like a legit horror film. Gina Davis, especially after Cutthroat Island, it's gonna be our next action star. And everyone's kind of rolling their eyes. Yeah, okay. But then it came on TV, and I was like, oh, I didn't know this film was like self-aware, and it's just having a ball with itself. It is very, very fun, very, very funny. It's one of those, I always have it on the list, and I never get around to it because I'm always afraid to take a chance on it. I'm like, will people click on this? I don't know, but man, it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, it's very, very fun.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC on the Hangover movies?
I only saw the first one, and honestly, even that one I didn't get into. I love the idea, but yeah, it just didn't make me laugh that much. I didn't get into the characters or the jokes. I don't know. It had a good premise, and nothing else interested me. Maybe I gotta see it again. Maybe I was just like in a bad mood or something. But I felt like I was ready to laugh at it because I just saw the trailer and thought the idea was so funny. But yeah, I don't know. It never won me over.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 500 bits. You know, you make fun of the dead speak from the Rise of Skywalker crawl, but I can think of two other instances that crack me up. In Phantom Menace, the greedy Trade Federation, and Revenge of the Sith, war!
Yeah, no, they're all pretty funny. And I was going to say for different reasons, but no, the exact same reason. It's bad writing.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Melissa McCarthy?
Oh, I like her. She's hit or miss, but I feel like she has more hits than misses. And especially in my later years, I do find myself giving more credit to the people that go really big and really out there, because I feel like they are risking a little bit more. Before it was seen as like an easy laugh, because if you just go really loud and really silly, well, you're going to make little kids laugh. At least you have a guaranteed audience and stuff. But it's hard to do that and make it work for younger people and adults. And you really are risking a lot. You're putting a lot of trust with the person who's directing and writing and going to edit it together and stuff like that. So some people you can see like, yeah, they don't know how to work with this, even if they have a good director editor and stuff. But I feel like she's pretty funny on set. You need a good script, you need a good idea, and you need to know when to tell her to go big and when to scale it back. She's kind of like Jim Carrey in that way, like sometimes it's like, oh, chef's kiss perfection. Other times it's like, yeah, you need somebody directing to say, okay, that was not a time to go big.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I just saw this old Nintendo commercial. I don't think you've covered. It's a game called Bad Fur Day. The whole thing starts off with a girl in her underwear. I know sex sells, but damn.
Bad Fur Day?
Yes.
Uh
Is it Conker's Bad Fur Day, I think?
yes.
Yeah.
Do I? I don't think I've played it. I feel like I've seen the. Well, maybe I haven't because I feel like I would remember this box art. No, I have not played this. Yeah, I think the girl in her underwear is literally on the cover. So there you go. No, I have not played that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Based on the trailers, what do you think of the Little Mermaid reboot? Do you think it'll be good?
If I had to be honest, I'm sure it's going to be like the other Disney live action remakes. I haven't seen a good one yet. Even the ones that are close to being good, I'm still like, I don't know if I could actually say they're good. I thought Trident looked cool. The Walter really disagrees. He says he was laughing his ass off when he saw him. And I am looking forward to hearing Halle Bailey. Is that her?
Bailey.
Bailey. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing her voice with it because it sounds like she's going to give a different spin that'll definitely sound better than Emma Watson in Beauty and the Beast. So I'm looking forward to that. Everything else, it just looks like another Disney remake. I don't know. Obviously, I got to see it and review it and stuff like that, but I'm not. It'd be amazing if this was the first, like, really good one, but I somehow don't think it's going to happen.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Yesterday, Tamra, Heather, Rob, and I talked about what we like, how the live action movies starring Mike Myers. Have you seen So I Married an Axe Murderer?
No, I've only seen bits of it. I've never seen the whole thing, and I should because I hear it's pretty weird out there. Yeah, I should give it a chance.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Oscars?
I only saw bits and pieces. I didn't watch it because last time I didn't watch, somebody got slapped. And you know what? I wanted to be entertaining for everybody. I figure out that's the curse. I apologize, everybody. It's been me watching that has kept them really bland and boring. So I will only watch the best of it because it seems like a lot of the right people won the awards and a lot of the right movies, like Pinocchio won Best Animated Film and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe that's the secret. I got to just stay away.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for Gotti?
Brad, I'm pretty sure did a review of that. He's much more the John Travolta fan. I just saw his review and heard all the criticisms of it. It just doesn't look like a film I get into or would enjoy, ripping apart. You know what I mean? So I'll probably stay away from it. But he did a review of it on the Simba Snob and did a really good job.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 420 bits. Your favorite Bruce Willis performance that's not John McClane? I love him most as Butch in Pulp Fiction.
That's pretty good. I mean, I don't want to say they're all the same performance because they're not. But there's some where he does variations of kind of the Bruce Willis shtick that I really like. I like him in 12 Monkeys. I do like him in Fifth Element. I thought he brought kind of a fun relatability to a very strange movie. And I love him in Death Becomes Her. He is very funny in that. He plays like the wormy geek in that. Everyone's playing against type. Meryl Streep plays like, this terrible, prima donna, and Goldie Hawn is like this vengeful sister who's like very murderous and stuff. I mean, and he's like the little geeky dweeb. It's very, very funny. We were talking about dark comedy earlier. That's a good one to check out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever watched The Great North?
Yeah. What did we get up to? I think like season 2. I haven't like kept up with it like religiously, but what I've seen I really like. I'm a sucker for like snow and shows that have a lot of like pretty winter colors in them and stuff like that. So of course I'm gonna like that show. Yeah, no, I enjoy. It's one of the few shows where I think there's too many characters. They could have cut out maybe 2 cast members. I feel like because some of them I even forget like. oh, I thought that son was this character. Oh no, it's this other one. Okay. So that's my one complaint about it.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll review The Love Guru if you have the chance?
Maybe it's on the list. I've never seen it. I hear it's horrendous. Um, yeah, so I probably should.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you hate TMZ, you should watch the movie Popstar for its TMZ parody with Chelsea Peretti, Eric Andre, and Mike Birbiglia.
Okay. I never have. I hear that's another one I hear is very good, but I haven't seen it. Now knowing there's a TMZ parody in there. Okay. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I own it. I just haven't watched it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Blackberry trailer?
Maybe I gotta check it out because I think it's like the second time it was brought up here. I will try to watch it. I have not seen it yet.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. You may get a few of these questions for me. Which director would you rather sit down and talk with, Tim Burton or Robert Zemeckis?
So, in terms of movies, I would say, oh my God, Tim Burton. And influence and impact. Oh my God, Tim Burton, Tim Burton. In terms of conversation, probably Robert Zemeckis, because I've seen Tim Burton in interviews, and he does not look all here, and he does not speak in a very interesting way when he's not all here. Zemeckis, I feel like you could probably get a good conversation out of about storytelling and stuff like that. Yeah, but now if it was a toss up between a conversation with Robert Zemeckis or like working with Tim Burton or watching Tim Burton draw or something like that, I'd pick that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Ben Stiller movie?
There's a real good movie nobody talks about called Zero Effect. And he's one of the main characters. He's not the, main lead, I don't think. But it's just kind of a good mystery, as another one of those where the mystery is kind of what is the mystery, like what is going on here. It's him and Bill Pullman and Ryan O'Neal, and it was just kind of this little sleeper movie that I don't know if it made its money back or anything, but it was on a lot of best 10 best of the year lists. Yeah, I really like that one. He was good in that.
Small Movie World, thank you for the 1,500 bits. We really appreciate that. Dispensing my remaining bits, favorite Daria moment between Daria and Jane. Toss up for me between Daria hugging Jane after her car crash or Daria's genuinely happy reaction to Jane going to college. Both warm my heart.
Yeah, the hug. It was so quick. And, if you blink, you miss it. But that's kind of why I like it. Just the little expression from Jane, just like, okay. And I feel like if it held a little longer, it would have ruined the moment. But they edited it at just the right time where you're kind of like, oh, wow, that was like a really meaningful moment. The fact that it did happen so quick. Because again, I feel like that's teenhood. These little moments are kind of so quick, but they last with you too. So yeah, that's definitely the one for me.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Out of all the pirate films, one of the coolest scenes is also one of the best one of the best cliffhangers I've seen in a movie. It's Jack Sparrow going down while taking on the Kraken. Do you all have a best cliffhanger ending? I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't read today. Jesus Christ.
Man, let me think. I didn't have to wait in between movies, so but even with that said, I still feel like Empire Strikes Back is still a pretty damn good cliffhanger. For the excitement of what was going to happen, I'll bring it back to Star Wars, Force Awakens and Last Jedi. There was an excitement of what's going to be in the next one. With both of them, they sort of like Last Jedi both came through and didn't come through in some areas, and of course, Rise of Skywalker really just flat out didn't come through. But yeah, there is something about that. There is something exciting about just waiting. Like, what's the next one going to hold? Legitimately not knowing. There is something exciting because everything else is based on a comic, is based on a book, or even like the Matrix movies. You kind of have an idea what the next one is going to be. But with the Star Wars movies, it's like, yeah, you legit don't know what direction are they going to take it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for Night at the Museum movies.
Yeah, I should. I've only seen the first one, so I should check out the other two. I'll try to get around to those.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, were you ever a Girl Scout? Doug, were you ever a Boy Scout? And favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Man, we just discovered this brownie one they got.
Mm.
That was phenomenal. I can't remember what it's called, but Brownie is in the name, and it was just like spectacular. It was gone in a day. We were just like we couldn't believe how good it was. No, I have some memory of Rob when he was really really young. I think was like a Cub Scout. I think. And I was kind of like, oh, that looks fancy. I want to try. I want to be in a meeting. Like, I don't know. I was like 3 or something like that. I just got bored so quickly. I'm like, I don't like this. And he quit pretty fast too. So, yeah, did not hold our attention.
I was a Girl Scout, but I didn't last very long because all my brothers were in Boy Scouts and they got to do cool things. And all we ever did was sew and like do fashion shows. And like, I hated it. I was like, why can't I go camping like my brothers do? So I hated it. I just wanted to be a Boy Scout.
Wait, that's weird. That's what we did in Boy Scout. Oh my God, did we go to the wrong one? No, no I've heard that before, and I kind of think that's bullshit too. I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait, why can't you go camping?
Yeah. KGK, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you ever remember voicing the intro to Gmod Castle Collab? Also, what cartoon animal would you need as a pet?
What cartoon animal would I need as a pet?
Yeah.
Uh, man, we're talking about Treasure Planet. Maybe that little morph ball, because I don't know, it can turn into anything, and that's cool. I could take over the world with it, maybe. I don't know. And no, I sadly don't remember voicing that. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff I'll do for like cameos and voiceover, especially in the earlier days. I would just kind of say yes to anything, and then I'd be like, "Oh, did that come out? Okay." So, yeah, I'm sorry. I hope I did good.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 100 bits. I watched a podcast about the Raimi trilogy and they brought up a good point. It's a little hypocritical in 3 when Mary Jane gets mad at Peter for kissing Gwen. Who is she to be upset about kissing other people when you're in a relationship?
It's so funny. That just totally threw me off because I'm thinking of the Evil Dead.
I literally thought of that at first too, and then I was like, wait, Mary Jane. Oh!
Yeah, at first I thought like the Evil Dead show was there a Mary Jane? I'm like, oh, Spider-Man. That so threw me off. I mean, it sounds like there were a lot. I don't know if there's anything you kind of get from that movie is that Peter and Mary Jane probably shouldn't be together. There's a ton of ways around a lot of problems in that, which is a shame because I feel like they kind of started out on an interesting note of when someone can't be there. They're finally together and now they can't be together. I kind of like that setup, but that just took so many turns that didn't really make a whole lot of sense and felt easily avoidable. So yeah, I feel like that's one of many problems.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Not gonna lie, while I want to explore the strange world from Strange World and the quantum realm from Quantumania, I want to live in the Mushroom Kingdom from the Mario movie.
I mean, I'll have to wait till I see it. I could agree with you. Could totally agree with you.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. When you guys do the MCU tier list, can you make sure to include the X-Men/Deadpool films, Marvel Netflix series, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Inhumans, and Disney Plus specials shows to make this complete since everything is under one banner now? No, we're probably not going to do that. There's already so many movies and we only have 2 hours and there's going to be like 5 of us talking about these movies. So it's going to be just the main movies, just the main MCU movies.
Yeah, and I also I've never seen S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Carter and stuff like that. I hear they're good. I just haven't seen them. So it's another one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's just a lot on top of it. You're right. How many MCU movies are there?
There's already quite a bit for us to talk about. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 110 bits. Ote, wow. Okay, Doug, I'm currently watching the anime Black Lagoon and I'm loving it. The English dub is really excellent, like Cowboy Bebop great, so if you can please give it a chance to watch episode 1. It has 29 episodes.
Yeah, why does that sound familiar? Someone recommended before? Okay, I think someone recommended it before you. Yeah, it looks good. Cool. It looks really fucking cool. Yeah, I'll try to check. Where would I even watch it? Like Crunchyroll or something? I will try to look up where to watch it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 1 of 2. My mom once told me honey can last for thousands of years because it has hydrogen peroxide, so it has antibacterial and antifungal properties. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. This is part 2 of 2. I say if nature gives us something that can threaten us, such as fungal zombies, then she'll give us a way to deal with it. What do you two think?
Well, I mean, maybe that's what Ellie was, and we just didn't know how to handle it. So, makes you think.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I get why you dislike Avatar The Way of Water, and to some extent do agree, but I think we can all agree that song that played during the credits was spectacularly catchy. I listen to it a lot and it gives me chills. It's that good. Please acknowledge that in your NC review.
I will give it a listen because I'm not going to lie. I was so pissed after seeing the movie. I'm just like, I don't even want to see if there's an end credit, whatever. And I walked out. But I believe you about the song. When we do inevitably review it, I will give it a listen.
I know this is crazy, but we may have to pick up the pace already. We're already over an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Has your guys' stance on midichlorians changed over the years since they were introduced in Star Wars Episode 1? Are they still ridiculous or a staple in the canon?
I have a slight argument for them because they say emotions can affect the water in your body. Like your molecules actually can change based on your emotion. So you could look at it backwards. Maybe the force is affecting your blood, and that's where midichlorians come from because it's made up. But I don't know if that was the original intent. So that's the closest I can get to defending it. If that's not the case, then no, fuck it. It's stupid.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. NC on the other Indiana Jones movies, specifically Crystal Skull.
Maybe we'll do like an Indiana Jones month or something, especially when Dial of Destiny, because I can never get used to saying that. Seriously, Dial of Destiny.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you finished Wolverine and the X-Men? And if so, what do you think? Would you have watched a season 2 if it wasn't canceled?
I'm on the last 2 episodes. I think when I do the review, I'm probably gonna say if X-Men Evolution was the Batman Beyond of the series, then this is definitely the Batman of it. It's not bad, it's just another show, you know what I mean? So I can't say I had like a bad time watching it, but I didn't really get into it much either.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which director would you rather sit down and talk with, Martin Scorsese or Christopher Nolan?
Nolan, because I know what Scorsese will say. He'll say what he says about everything. And Nolan, I feel like, would actually be pretty interesting and new to talk about stuff with.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the newest episode of Hell of a Boss? And if so, what did you think?
No, I saw it came out, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm probably not going to get a chance until I come back from Dublin.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your least favorite monster movies? For me, Tom Cruise Mummy, From Dusk Till Dawn, and the fourth Underworld movie.
Man, I don't know. I'm really bad at that. I'm not a huge fan of slasher films, so just the very generic ones like the Friday the 13th or the Nightmare on Elm Street, like the sequels specifically, don't really do much for me. I think they're pretty boring.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 200 bits. Do you plan on watching Dungeons and Dragons this month? Also, thoughts on The Princess Bride?
Oh, love Princess Bride. Who doesn't love Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, I'll try to get around to watching. I don't know when it comes out, though. Again, I have 2 conventions back to back, so I don't know when I'll get around to it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of the newest trailer for Renfield? I'm excited to see Nick Cage as Dracula, though Awkwafina as the co-lead may seem like a red flag.
Oh, I like Awkwafina. That's another one that I feel like she's hit or miss, but I think she's very charming when she gets a hit. And maybe I haven't seen her enough stuff. I've only seen her like 3 or 4 things, but I like her. And I haven't seen the new trailer yet, sadly.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 200 bits. Everyone loves Last of Us from Naughty Dog, but I only focus on Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter. They're very colorful and have amazing animations in PS2. Also, Jak and Daxter looks like Final Fantasy. You played Jak and Daxter before?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Yu-Gi-Oh fan, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, have you seen the 3rd season of the Animaniacs reboot? And if so, what are your thoughts and favorite moments? Mine is the Super Smash Brothers episode and their their version of Donkey Kong being called Jackass Monkey.
Yeah, I did. I liked it. I liked it maybe a little bit more than the other 2 seasons, but not by a ton. But I did enjoy it. Man, I'm blanking on favorite. Whenever they go weird and surreal, that's like a new thing they've added to these new seasons that I like. When they'll just get really odd and think outside the box. I like when they do that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. And since this is the second day in a row that you've asked and like this is becoming a habit, please stop asking if anyone has seen this specific person so you can answer their riddle. It's a little uncomfortable for you to give bits and demand that they talk to you for something that you want. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which villain from the Shazam movies do you like more? Mark Strong as Dr. Savannah or Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the Daughters of Atlas? No spoilers for Shazam, though.
It's rough because combined, the sisters are a little funnier, but the dude is a little more menacing in the first film. That's rough. I'll be nice and say the sisters because I know that movie's kind of getting shit on, and I'm just like, they got some laughs out of me.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Good Burger 2 being announced?
Oh, I think if you just get those actors together, even if you have a shitty script, I think it'll be fun. I think everyone's going to watch it for the same reasons and have a good time.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, for a spin-off God of War game starring Atreus, what story would you want to tell? My idea, hear me out. There's this bureaucracy that monitors a sacred timeline, and they hire Atreus to track down a female that's threatening all of time. Something about it just screams success. Love it. Thank you. It's a Loki joke. Matt Hanna, thank you for the 100 bits. It's funny how you mentioned Owen Wilson in your Haunted Mansion review, and lo and behold, Owen Wilson is in the new Haunted Mansion film. I just realized this.
I forgot I did mention him in the Haunted Mansion review. Oh man, yeah, it all comes full circle.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I've mentioned this before, but I find it hilarious that Jack Horner got upstaged by Pinocchio for a second time after the Oscars.
Yeah, I literally just wrote that joke before doing the stream here. So yeah, you're going to see that in the review.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea, why don't you ask Heather to play Arkham Asylum in your stead this Friday? Well, it's on Doug's PS4, so I'm probably not going to go to his home to play his PS4. And also, that's just Doug's time to play games. I feel like if I showed up on a Friday night playing Arkham Asylum, people would be like, "Where's Doug?"
No girls allowed.
No girls allowed.
But also, I want to be able to see what happens and play it. Though I guess I could just watch a playthrough too. But I already did that once.
Right, you should be able to experience it for yourself. Frameiser, thank you for the 100 bits. No message, just the bits. Thank you. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. All right, Doug, since I couldn't get you hooked on Hyperforce Go, there is one show I know you can't resist watching all the way through. It's TMNT from 2003. It combines the silly humor from the 80s show with the look, style, and action of the graphic novels.
Let's see if that's the, is that the hand-drawn one or is that the CG one?
I'm not sure. The TMNT 2003.
Let's see. That is come on. The hand-drawn one. Okay. I'll try to check it out at some point. There's just so many things to watch, so I don't know when that'll be, sadly. I believe you though.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Last night, I rewatched Ratatouille, one of Pixar's best movies. I still can't believe how good it is for being such a ridiculous premise. Oh my god, it's 16 years old.
Man, that is weird to think. Yeah, I like it. The ending of that movie I particularly really like. Yeah, no, I really dig it a lot.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, what would you want in the next Pokemon game? What would you keep and what changes are necessary to improve them moving forward? For me, don't rush the game out before it's polished, put some effort in Pokemon creation, and include voiceover. I mean, I had a lot of fun with Pokemon Violet, but yeah, it would have been great if they actually spent more time making sure that the game didn't break every now and then and could load properly before they actually pushed it out. Like, they don't have to put out a new mainline game like every couple of years now. It's okay. People will be patient if you need to wait a little while. Having voiceover too would be huge. My voice is tired after some of those cutscenes. I'm like doing different voices for characters for like 10 minutes at a time. Voiceovers for Pokemon games would be nice. But I did really like the more open world feel of Scarlet and Violet, so I would like them to keep that kind of feel. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen The Odd Couple show? And if so, what did you think of it, and which of the two did you find funnier?
Oh, like the series. Man, years ago, like on Nick at Night. I don't remember it that great, sadly. I know it's supposed to be like a classic, but yeah, I sadly don't have much memory of it.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll review Sing or Sing 2? Not gonna lie, I thought the only good part of the first film was the gorilla and the mouse, while the good parts for the second one are the gorilla, the villain's daughter, and the third act, which was actually really good.
Yeah, the second one's okay. I thought there was some very funny moments. One of the few films where I'm just like, damn it, I should have seen that on IMAX. I know it sounds weird, but I'm looking at it, it's like this is probably quite a production on IMAX. Um, Maybe I'm gonna do the Despicable Me movies when the Mario movie comes out. Kind of get that Illumination hit in there. But at some point, I might do the other films as well.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you finally seen Marcel the Shell with shoes on yet?
Nah, it's on the list, but I haven't seen it yet.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, there's a pistachio commercial I just saw where a turtle attacks a guy in a boardroom for insulting him. You should check it out. It's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, that is not ringing a bell. I will check that out.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Hot take. I think it was Doom Patrol that truly kickstarted the Renaissance. Sorry, whale fans. Do you agree?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
people were talking about that. Yeah, around that time. I mean, I don't remember anyone. Renaissance, yeah, really existed. Like I think maybe season 2 of Doom Patrol. So yeah, I agree.
Framizer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hope you have Hope you have fun in Dublin. Best part about Ireland pubs with live. Do you have a favorite pub song?
Uh, no, because we don't really have pub songs in America. But you're right. When I went there before, they had like the violin, and everyone was. It's like what you imagine it's like. It was really, really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who do you feel was ruined more in the final season of Game of Thrones? Jaime Lannister or Daenerys Targaryen? Targaryen, sorry.
I don't know. Can't just be everyone. And nobody got out of that looking okay, sadly, and I think they all knew it.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I hope you get a PS5 when you play Jedi Survivor. Improved graphics / performance aside, you feel 10 times more immersed with the DualSense controller, feeling the tiniest details truly text level and worth the price.
We're probably gonna do Steam for that. Which reminds me, I have to get like a controller for that because I don't have one.
That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Are you going to have time to review John Wick 4? Apparently, it's being called the best of the series.
I think it comes out this week, and I'm gonna be out of town, sadly. So yeah, this week and the next week, I'm sadly not gonna have time to watch the movies that come out.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys see the Tetris movie trailer? It looks like an intense spy thriller.
Right? That looked
Yeah.
really interesting. That's the first time where I'm like, oh shit, I may need to get like an Apple whatever, Apple Plus account.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Can Last of Us be compared to Evangelion anime? Good at art, but very sad stuff. Whether it succeeds is debatable, of some funny stuff that wasn't meant to be there, but it does hit with the sad elements as the theme it goes for.
That's you, Heather. I haven't seen Evangelion.
Yeah,
Evangelion.
I mean, like, I guess it could, in that they're both kind of dramatic, but I mean, I don't know if it would be a direct comparison, to be honest. I think they're kind of different beasts with different morals of the story. So I don't know if I do quite see the comparison there, to be honest, beside they're sad. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. With it being William Shatner's 92nd birthday, what is your favorite performance from him in Star Trek?
In Star Trek, I mean, it's got to be kind of one of the funnier moments, like something from either like Star Trek 4 or 6. I think he does comedy very well, and sometimes he can do drama okay, but I think his comedic moments are very entertaining. So probably something from one of those.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. For Dark Toons, I recommend The New Adventures of Batman and Robin, Season 1, Episode 8, Growing Pains. It involves self-sacrifice.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's a little bit more for older kids, so I tend not to talk about those. But I don't know. Maybe I'll branch out into those because I do like talking about them.
Wild Katarn, thank you for the 100 bits. In this meta era of comedy, maybe you should review one of your year one Nostalgia Critic videos. I'm such an old fan, I remember the old gags and cutaways that keep a special place in my heart.
Sometimes we do something like that. I did a Christmas with the Cranks, where I go back and I kind of do something with the style there. I don't know. Maybe it's that. There's one or two reviews we've always talked about redoing just because they were so short in the early days. So yeah, we'll see.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Is a Greatest Showman review ever going to happen, or is the copyright too strong with that one?
We'll see. It's probably too strong, but by God, I really want to do it. So we'll see.
Japith, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a well-respected director whose films simply don't do it for you?
Who's the guy that did like District 9 and like I think it was like Chappie and stuff like that?
Oh God. Oh, Lord.
I I mean
Chat, help.
him. I never got into his movies or style or anything like that. And I want to because like it looks like there is effort put into it and there is very much a distinct look, but they all kind of look and sound the same to me. I don't know. They just get kind of boring really fast for me.
Is it Neil Blomkamp?
It sounds right. Let's just say yes.
Sure. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever considered doing an episode of Billy and Mandy for Dark Toons? I will remind you that the show had Yogi Bear and Boo Boo decapitated as drug dealers who are heavily implied to have murdered children for picnic baskets. That show gets dark.
That sounds hilarious. I do, but it's one of those where we want like a hard copy of it, and there's very few DVDs left of it. And I think they're like several $100. So I'm always like, yeah, I'll get to it, but that sort of doesn't make me go rushing out to get them. You know what I mean? So I'll get to them at some point though, because a lot of people have said it's worth it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Ke Huy Quan role do you like more, Data from the Goonies or Short Round from Temple of Doom?
Oh, Data. Yeah. And it's not his fault. He annoys me like crazy in Temple of Doom, but everybody does. Everyone's really annoying in that movie. So yeah, I really like him in Goonies though.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, trust me, you do not need to watch the Wild Thornberry show to see and get the movie. I finally grew up with the film with never having seen a millisecond of the show, and I followed it just fine. In fact, I think that's how most fans viewed it anyway.
Yeah, maybe I should because I hear like critics really liked it too, and they said they never saw the show. So I'll try to give it a chance at some point.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. Can you think of any urban fantasy worlds you know? I can only think of Final Fantasy, Jack and Daxter, Star Wars, Counts Right, anything else?
Urban like kind of has like big cities kind of thing.
Well, I had always, maybe my definition of urban fantasy is wrong. I'd always assumed urban fantasy was more like modern. So like Neil Gaiman, I've always associated with urban fantasy. Something like Neverwhere or American Gods, where it's still a more modern setting with like fantasy elements tossed in, but
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
even when I typed it in, there's like, is Harry Potter urban fantasy? Is Percy Jackson urban fantasy? So all that's interesting. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of something that's like, I mean, maybe something in like an anime or something. Like, does Spirited Away count? I mean, because that's
I'm
kind of
not
modern
sure.
day. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll just say that for now, and I hopefully am not way off on that.
JT4, thank you for the 100 bits. So are you both overall satisfied with the Oscar results? Personally, I think they got it 100% right this year. Was so glad to see Daniels win Best Director, from Swiss Army Man to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Can't wait to see what original stories they come up with next.
And so, as someone that has not seen all the movies, all the performances, and stuff like that, the only one that did stand out to me that was like, was I would like to see Bassett get it for Wakanda Forever as opposed to Jamie Lee Curtis. And again, love Jamie Lee Curtis. I just thought Angela Bassett really did much better performance.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Which director would you rather talk to for an hour, Alfred Hitchcock or Peter Jackson?
Oh, Hitchcock. Just tell the story of it because you see him in interviews. He is so weird. I figure that'd be pretty interesting.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the most painful moment in Good Burger? For me, it's the entire scene where Kel Mitchell shoves grapes in his nose to make Kenan Thompson laugh. I just wanted to smack him in that scene, more than usual, that is.
The scene where he's like, you better watch your butt, and he just keeps spinning, looking at his butt, and is just dead silent while people watch him. I'm like, this is really uncomfortable.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. I just want to tell you both, good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which villain from the 2001 Best Animated Feature nominees did you like the most? Lord Farquaad, Randall and Waternoose, or Patrick Stewart and Martin Short as the aliens in Jimmy Neutron?
What was the second one?
Randall and Waternoose?
Boy, I'm blanking on who that is. Oh man, what's the first one again? I'm sorry.
Lord Farquaad?
Oh, from Shrek. I'll say him. I like.
Oh,
John
from
Lithgow.
Monsters Inc. Randall and Waternoose from Monsters Inc.
Gotcha. I'll still say Farquaad. I think John Lithgow was pretty funny.
Mum Raw, thank you for the 100 bits. Richie said he's still up for Aladdin 2. Mena Masoud, sorry, said a sequel is unlikely. I'm guessing because of Will. How do you guys feel about a genie recast with another comedian slash singer like Jamie Foxx, Jack Black, Donald Glover, or Seth MacFarlane? Who would you pick, and could it work? Man, Donald Glover would be a wild genie.
I mean, if you watch the television show, actually did have a different genie pop up at some point. She was just as wacky and weird, but she had kind of a different sense of humor and stuff like that. I'd be down for that. Why does it have to be the same genie? Honestly, I mean, you're talking to someone that didn't even like the movie, so I'm just like, something different. Just give me something different. That's at least from the TV show. Get some characters from the TV show. They had some fun characters in that I think could really, really be awesome.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which animated Seuss film was worse, The Lorax or the 2018 Grinch? Uh-oh. There you are!
Okay. I was like, okay, here we go. So, okay, we know the internet did not fix itself, as we assumed. So, okay, go ahead and read the question again.
Which animated Seuss film was worse, The Lorax or the 2018 Grinch?
Lorax. That was insulting. Grinch was at least trying and not doing that good a job. Lorax is just so insulting.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the absolute worst moment in the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat movie? For me, it's literally any scene with Alec Baldwin. I've been forced to watch that goddamn movie on loop due to my job at Universal, and I hate him for that film.
Oof. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Honestly, anything with the Cat in the Hat, I think. The Dirty Ho line was pretty awful. That's the one people usually show when they're just like the worst Seuss movie. They just play that clip.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which kids movie is Alec Baldwin worse in? Thomas and the Magic Railroad or Cat in the Hat?
He's more insufferable in Cat in the Hat. At least in Thomas and the Magic Railroad, you're kind of like, this is fascinatingly weird, where he's just a pain in the ass in Cat in the Hat.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen web videos like Looney Tunes and Thomas Timberwolf and fan videos of Sonic like Quest for Power?
I guess not. I will try to check them out.
I know it, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. 2 questions, so we'll have to rapid fire answer. For Dark Toons, will you do the Hilda episode titled The Eternal Warriors? People die in that.
Probably not.
2, have you seen the Bluey episode Sleepy Time? People consider it to be the best episode in the series, and for good reason.
No, I will try to check it out because I have actually liked that show.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Gambit and Wolverine and the X-Men? Personally, I really enjoyed him as a villain in it.
Oh, I like him. I want more of him. I love Gambit. I hate when they have him as a side character. He should be one of the leads. Psylocke too. They never have her as a main character, and that always pisses me off. I like that they have Emma Frost as a main character though. She's pretty cool.
I know it, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Not gonna lie, I love watching scenes centered around food. Just seeing the finished food makes my mouth water.
Yeah, God, if you want, you really want your mouth to water, just watch any Ghibli film, man. Whenever they animate food, it looks so good.
That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. I know it's too late now, but I was surprised you didn't make a Thanos joke in Curse of the Black Pearl when Will is showing the governor the sword he made and said, perfectly balanced, the sword on his finger. Will Turner inspired Thanos to wipe out half of humanity.
It didn't sound like as obvious a joke, but maybe it was.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched Rogue One and Solo for the first time. Rogue was so meh, but Solo I liked a little more. I love Woody Harrelson, and Donald Glover was perfect as Lando.
I agree about Lando. I was the opposite. I thought Rogue One got good. It started off pretty boring, but it got really good, where Solo stayed pretty meh for the most part. But I guess it's getting a fan base. There are people that do like it or trying to get more attention on it, but yeah, it didn't win me over.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Why do you think Mando's faction with their rules is being called a cult by most people with a negative connotation, but the Jedi mostly get a pass with their weird rules like taking younglings away from their families and no romances?
I mean, it's a good question. It's a good question.
Right. Well, I think part of it too is the origins of the, what is it, Night Watch Night? I don't know. Watch the animated series. There's a lot more information about how that whole split happens, and I think that might answer the question a little bit better, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which actor was worse in Thomas the Magic Railroad, Peter Fonda or Alec Baldwin?
Oh, Baldwin. Fonda's acting too good. That's the problem. He's like just supposed to feel bad this train is going. He's like, I failed you. What have I done? Like he's playing it so straight.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, did you prefer Black Adam or Shazam 2?
I'll say Shazam too. I like the humor a little bit more.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Not sure if you have heard, but I recommend getting Cowabunga Collection, which has all the TMNT games from Genesis, SNES, NES, and arcade era. It's kind of pricey, $40, I think, but in my view, it's totally worth it.
That's I mean, for that many games, it doesn't seem pricey. You know what? I remember playing them way too well. It's all up here. I really played. I was a turtle nut, and I played those games religiously. So yeah, it's all still up here.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits, and we're gonna do this with no spoilers. This is about Shazam 2. And they're saying, when somebody, because we're not gonna specifically say who, when someone dies in the movie, the acting from the other people made me cry. Not a lot of films can do that.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the few things that made me not mind it too much. Yeah, honestly, for the most part, with the exception of Levi, who, like I said, I think was just misdirection in terms of that performance and matching the kid growing up. I thought all the acting was good.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. For me, my favorite part of Kentucky Fried Movie would be the board game Scot Free. Remember that? Soon I will come up with my own version of that game and offer it to both of you for judgment because I value your opinions.
Well, thank you. As long as you don't go to Parker Brothers, because I think they're going to say no.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of an animated sitcom called Capital Critters? It was a quickly canceled animated series for ABC's TGIF in 1992 that featured mice living in the White House dealing with political issues and cats that were caricatures of President Bush and his vice president.
Oh, yeah, and Fish Police and Family Dog. Yeah, I saw all those. I don't remember them being very good, but I was a kid, so that's kind of saying even more about, isn't it?
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Disney December, have you considered doing James the Giant Peach so we can get mad at you all over again?
No, once is enough.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you like the first or second Kill Bill more?
That's rough, because the first one has more action, but the second has more character. It's really weird. Yeah, I think I can say it. I got James's copy, his edit that he did a long time ago, where he edited them together, and I'm really excited to see that. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to see how he does it, because that was my issue with the two movies.
Zombo, thank you for the 100 bits. FYI, in case you haven't seen it yet, Cocaine Bear is out to own digitally. Don't worry, it's not due to it being shoddy, but rather how short things stay only available in theaters post-COVID.
Yeah, no, I want to check it out. I heard it's weird. I heard most people liked it, and then I'm hearing some people say, yeah, I hear it wasn't very good. Like, really? So I'm curious to form my own opinion on it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which of the 5 villains from Kill Bill do you like the most? Personally, I really liked Michael Madsen as Bill's brother Bud. The fact that he seems like a washed-up loser only to be the only one who comes closest to killing the bride was actually a great subversion.
So Lucy Lou's probably the coolest, but I think the one that's the most interesting is probably Bill. I mean, they wrote him to be the most interesting. So yeah.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. If I directed Puss in Boots, then there'd be no Humpty Dumpty. Instead, there'd be a white cat named Alexander Claw. He would survive the movie and would clear Puss's name in court of law.
Well, there you go. Write it. Put it on the internet so everyone can see.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Wednesday show?
It made it very clear what it was going in, which isn't what I would prefer, but for what it was, this mix of kind of like Riverdale and Addams Family Netflix shows, it was fine, I guess. She's great. What Jenna Ortega said? Yeah, she's great. Most of the acting is great. I have some issues with the writing, but I know it's also kind of the idea. It's supposed to be a little like CW-ish, so yeah, I thought it was fine. We finished it. You know, if I don't like a show, I don't finish it.
I'm only on episode 3, me and Lucas, and it's already exactly everything I wanted it to be.
Good. Yeah, you see what I mean, though? How it's
Oh,
very simple, but that's
absolutely.
also the point.
Right.
Like, it's not my thing, but I can't say it's not giving people what they would want with this.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. Any plans to check out the film Jesus Revolution? It stars Kelsey Grammer and Jonathan Rumi as rising Christian leaders and is about the rise of the evangelical Christian movement in the 1960s. It has mixed reviews but by critics, but high praise from the viewers. The latter, Jonathan Rumi, is known for portraying Jesus in The Chosen.
I was thinking about it because the preview did look a little interesting. Brad kind of gave it a mixed review, so I don't know if it ever comes to digital, like maybe I'll rent it. I doubt it's a movie I need to see on the big screen.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Final one of these questions for today. Who would you rather talk to for an hour, Kevin Feige or George Lucas?
Boy, I don't know. Honestly, even though I'm hit or miss with both of them I think would be interesting to talk to. I don't know. I can't choose.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is the older brother, you or Rob?
Rob, by year and a half.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I just found out that Ben Stiller and John Cryer both auditioned to be Marty McFly in Back to the Future. In an alternate universe, which of those two would you like to have seen play Marty more?
Who are they again?
John Cryer and Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Wow, how was he even a name then? I guess him because I don't think I know who the other guy is. It's not ringing a bell.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the movie Super with Ryan Wilson, Elliot Page, and Kevin Bacon?
No, and I need to. Let me write down the list because that sounds like one my wife would like too because she likes those actors.
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. I think one of the biggest overlooks for good comic book movies is Punisher, in the sense of the sneaking blue suit. Not jeans or shirt, no. The classic suit where he looks cool. It would sell like gold if they made a movie like that, a vigilante, blue-suited tough guy. Make that movie happen.
Yeah, I never did see it. And people do ask me to review it, so maybe I'll get around to that at some point.
Pat and Zoa, thank you for the 100 bits. Best Blackbeard ever, in my opinion, is Mark Bonar in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Do you have one?
I haven't seen that many Blackbeards. I've heard of like comparisons and writings and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I guess I can't think of one I've seen where I'm like, that's Blackbeard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Our flag means death. Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi guys, my spring break was awful. I got an ear infection and it hurts so much.
I've never had one, but I hear, yeah.
You've never had an ear infection?
Nah. I mean,
wow.
Okay, if I have, I repressed it. I don't remember it.
Wow.
Maybe it was that bad.
You lucky duck. I somehow have, in my adulthood, my allergies have evolved where when my allergies get bad, my ear fills with a liquid and it causes me to get a headache and get really dizzy because ear stuff like that is the worst.
You know what? There was one time, like in 2012, I had something where it's like when I stood up, I got vertigo, and they did say it was something in the ear. So maybe that was it.
Maybe.
So it might be that.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review Hoodwinked 2, Hood versus Evil?
Maybe, because a lot of people say it's really bad. So I might get around to that.
And we can take a breath now. We have caught up to like half an hour, so whew.
Okay.
I was really panicked there for a little while, sorry. Randacy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I remember the week before spring break, I recommend you play Sam & Max or Monkey Island for Disney-cember, but you said... would people watch that? Doug, we watched you do an entire Kingdom Hearts stream that was just grinding for levels. We will watch you play anything.
You say that, but I don't know. Sam & Max might be interesting because I never did beat it.
Okay.
I always got to a certain part and I couldn't figure out what to do, and so I just gave up. But I was like, I was like a teen, like maybe 13 or something like that. So it'd be kind of fun to go back and revisit that. The Monkey Island games I just remember too well, and I don't really have much interest in going back to. But I like them. But yeah, Sam & Max might be fun.
I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. You know the person who was responsible for the special effects of the MCU recently? She's fired.
just the one person? Only one person in charge? Wow, no wonder they don't look that great.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any current or late directors or actors you wish you would have Sorry, let me try to read this again. Are there any current or late directors or actors you wish would have collaborated films? For me, I know it's too late, but I really wish Mel Brooks and Monty Python collaborated. If they had worked even on one film, I think that would have been gold.
I mean, it never would have happened, but like it would have been cool if they got like the Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton Batman Superman. That'd be pretty
Ooh.
awesome. Because that's still as many good Batmans that we've gotten after Keaton. It's like when I think of live action Batman, that's who I think of. When I think of live action Superman, that's who I think of. So it's like, yeah, that'd be. And some people have done fan edits, and they're good fan edits too. And it's just like, oh, that would have been so cool.
Rated C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you do get Apple Plus for the Tetris movie, Disney's Motor City, one of the shows I keep recommending you to watch, is also on there.
Okay, and there's also was it the horse, the boy, the mole? I forget that short
Oh,
story, but there's an
yes.
anime. I think it just won an Oscar actually for
I
this
think
anime
so.
short. I know that's on there too. So that's another one of those things where I'm like, like I'm close now. I'm close to getting it. Everyone's like dropping their streaming services. I'm finally thinking about adding one.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, was wondering since Mario movie is coming out soon, maybe you can finally do a quick review of the Mario 3 and Mario World cartoons.
Had I not? I guess I didn't. I don't think I'm gonna have time. I didn't realize there is one Dark Toons I was thinking of for the was it 3? Yeah, I think Super Mario Brothers 3, the show that I kind of want to. I think I brought it up before where they talk about prejudice in kind of a clever way. It was actually pretty smart the way they did it because it wasn't like quite in your face. It shows how people can like manipulate stuff like that and use it to their advantage. I don't know. I gotta see it again. I remember it like it was still silly, but as a kid, I remember thinking this is kind of smart. This is actually pretty clever. So I kind of want to see it again. I think we have it at the studio, so I might take a look at that again.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun fact, the movie Airplane is a shot-for-shot spoof of a movie called Zero Hour, which has the same plot, but as an unintentionally hilarious drama.
So, according to them, they had not seen the movie, and it was not based on that. It was just a coincidence. But I don't know, man. That's quite a coincidence. Because you're right, it's almost beat for beat. This, I think there's even a nun on both planes. You know, like I think with a guitar and a sick kid is just. I don't know. It's. I feel like one of the writers must have seen it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. To go off the question about directors whose films don't do it for you, for me, it's Stanley Kubrick.
I get that. And that's one of my favorites, my personal favorite directors. But when people say like 2001 is so boring, I get it. I totally understand it. Or don't get into like Eyes Wide Shut or Clockwork Orange or any of that. Yeah, I follow that. I just love him.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your favorite line delivery from Harrison Ford? For me, it's in Temple of Doom when he says to Willie, "We are going to die." The amount of annoyance he had in that delivery was hilarious.
You know, it's funny because I feel like his more recent stuff I wasn't really getting into until he came back in Force Awakens. I feel like he got his mojo back. And there's one line he had. It's just when he shouts Ben to his son. And like, you can just tell in the way he said it. He hasn't seen him in years. They have this falling out. You know, terrible things could happen if he even knows that he's there, but he still shouts it out. And it's just this, I don't know, it's like this chilling moment for me when he just shouts his son's name. It's just really, really good. And I'm always impressed when someone can take like a one-syllable word and give you chills with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, remember when you couldn't do the Nick Game Show because you couldn't find clips? Pretty sure clips are around now, so why don't you try again?
Maybe I will. That might be a fun, really, really, really late catch up because I think that was our first theme month. It was like a Nickelodeon month. So yeah, I should write that down. Let me write that down. At some point, I probably will.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which treasure from the Indiana Jones movies would you personally want to take without consequence if it were real? Personally, I'd take the Ark. I'd have God literally in a box, and all I'd have to do is not open it.
Oh, I mean, I'd go for the dumbest one, the flying saucer, because it's a flying saucer. I want to know everything about it. It's a stupid ass flying saucer. The Holy Grail, the Ark, but the flying saucer. I gotta go for the flying saucer.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Talking about dark tunes, there was an Arthur episode where his sister broke his model airplane and he proceeds to punch her. This episode is controversial, but not exactly for the reasons you may think.
Okay. And that Arthur's like Magic School Bus. I was a little too old to watch the show, but I did read the books. I did grow up with the books, so it's always kind of cool to see that like kind of blow up in different medium. But no, I haven't seen the show, so I probably wouldn't be the right one to talk about it. That's probably better to leave for more of a diehard Arthur fan.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what is your favorite musician or band of all time?
Shit, man, like, I mean, that's right, because when you say musician, I gotta say something like Wagner or Mozart or Beethoven, something like that. But favorite band, man, I mean, I was really into metal, so I gotta go for the generic. I go for Metallica. I go for Rob Zombie. I still have a soft spot for Smashing Pumpkins, but I mean, a lot of it's just because I grew up with them and I have I mean, they're good too, but I have like just fond memories of them. And even some of the corny 80s ones like Oingo Boingo is fun and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a couple.
Captain John, thank you for the 100 bits. After you finish the Pirates movies, do you think you could review the Tron movies? I recently rewatched Tron Legacy, and I think it aged really well and had some of the best visual effects I've seen in a movie, as well as a really badass soundtrack.
The soundtrack is cool. I remember liking that movie okay. I guess it was very divisive when it came out. I don't think it's great, but I thought the design was really cool, how they captured what that world looked like, but gave it like an updated look. Like if you were to watch that, you'd be able to tell this is a modern movie, but this is Tron. Like you pick it out right away, and it's through two very different types of technology and styles. So I did like that, but I don't have a passion for them. I try to only talk about films I have a passion to talk about. So I don't know if I'm the guy to talk about them.
Frost and Hikari Gaming, thank you for the 200 bits. Hey Doug, so I finally did my Bluth marathon and have moved on to Mel Brooks movies. What is your opinion of his silent movie?
Oh, I liked it. I don't love it, but I thought it was pretty funny. They got, I forget the guy's name. He was like the world's most famous mime at the time. He was this French guy. And he's the only one that says anything in the movie. Everything's the little, and says, "Would you like to be in our movie?" and stuff, the little title card. And he picks up the phone and he goes, "No." He actually verbally says, I thought that was pretty funny.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your top 3 favorite Ewan McGregor performances?
Man, I'd have to look at like a list of movies he's been in. I do have a soft spot for Black Mask. He's pretty fun playing that. I do like him actually as Obi-Wan. I thought he did a really good job capturing kind of the spirit of
he's having the time of his goddamn life.
Man, I'd have to look at like McGregor, some other Moulin Rouge. I did kind of like him in just because it's popping up here. The movie's only but I did like him in Doctor Sleep. I thought he was very good. He's a good actor. He does a really good job.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Follow up to my last question about who you liked to have seen play Marty McFly more. John Cryer is best known for playing Alan Harper from 2.5 Men and Ducky from Pretty in Pink. Could you have seen him as Marty?
Yeah, but in the same way, I could easily see him as the son of like the Crispin Glover character. Is that his name? The actor, I'm blanking. But like he'd be his father's son. Clearly, he'd be kind of geeky too. I don't know how well you would do kind of the suave, cool kid. Like Jay Fox got that down so well. So I could see it, but it'd be very, very different.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Were you able to watch the Bob's Burgers episode titled "These Boots Are Made for Stalking" yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? Personally, I thought it was one of Tina's better storylines, and I really liked the way it handled its lesson.
I Yes, I do. I was confusing it for another one. Yes, I did really like that. It was very, very funny too. I like when they take just these little circumstances going on and they turn them into like these big epic oh no stories, but they do so in a way that doesn't feel like patronizing or like I don't know, like it's treating it like no, you really should take this seriously. No, it knows it's pretty silly, but you also identify with the stress they're going through. So yeah, I like that one too. I thought it was really good.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I recently watched American Pop for the first time, and it was outstanding. I probably would have never checked it out if I hadn't heard you discuss it on stream. So thanks for introducing me to one of my new favorite animated films.
Yeah, people don't really talk about that one for some reason. When it comes to Bakshi's films, they'll talk about like, Fritz the Cat and a lot of his other ones and stuff. And I'm just like, but American Pop, especially when you get to the ending and you're like, oh, so that's what it all kind of comes together in that last minute or so. And it's really kind of touching. Yeah, I really, really like that movie. That's my personal favorite of his.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Disney World from Kingdom Hearts that we haven't seen yet would you like to see the most? This can be from Star Wars, Marvel, Muppets, Simpsons, etc. Personally, I would love to see Sora fight Judge Doom in a Who Framed Roger Rabbit world.
It'd be interesting to see how they do the hand-drawn characters in a 3D game environment. That'd be kind of interesting. Well, actually, maybe not, because they do that a lot. The more I think about it, never mind. I'd probably say Coco would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a fun world to walk around, interact with the people. If you hit one, you see the parts fly everywhere and they put themselves back together. I think that'd be fun.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Paul McCarthy in the 5th Pirates movie?
Unpopular thought, I actually kind of liked him more than Keith Richards because it's a totally pointless moment. You don't need it, and that's kind of what makes it even funnier. Like Keith Richards, like he actually plays a part in the movie at World's End, an important part, but you kind of forget what it is and was he doing it, but it's important, blah blah blah. Paul McCartney's just there to tell a dad joke and then leaves, and that's so funny to me. And it's the dad joke isn't even like, I mean, it's bad, but hearing the guy on the other side laugh, that is so funny to me. So yeah, I'm probably one of the few people that legit like that scene.
You're really blurry, Doug, by the way.
Oh no!
Yeah, you got pretty darn blurry.
Is that better or no?
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. Patton, so thank you for the 100 bits. All right, Doug, how many bits for Rob to come back for one of these chats? It's been far too long. Rob cannot be bought.
This is where Rob immediately comes in. He's like, "Yes, I can. How much you got?" Well, we'll get him back in something. Yeah, shit, I went really blurry.
Yeah, you did.
That better.
I don't know if it's your camera, or maybe it's your resolution on like your actual internet. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe sit like this. Is that better?
It's a little bit better. Yeah. Hewlett Van, thank you for the 100 bits. How do you feel about all the excessive meta humor in TV now? Rick and Morty, Velma, and so many others. Is it getting tired? It seems like a really lazy and smug way to be smart. Also, I haven't seen the new Beavis and Butthead movie or show yet. It's honestly great.
No, I hear it's great. And the Beavis and Butthead, not the meta humor. I think it's like any other type of humor. There's a smart and new, exciting way to do it, and then there's just the tired way to do it. It's just based on the type of humor that you do. Rick and Morty still seem to do it pretty well. Even the Muppets have done it to death. But there's always, and they're not always great, but there's always a little bit of a charm to when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's like anything else. It just depends on how you utilize it, if you add anything new to it, and the audience that watches it.
Orochi Kyo, thank you for the 100 bits. I am really behind in watching shows. There are many TV series I want to watch that I never got around to watching it because of how busy I have been. What would you recommend I do to watch the shows I want to see, even if it means skipping some episodes?
I mean, I don't know. Just try to make time to watch them, I guess, but don't let it get in the way of your personal life. It's just,
yeah.
Yeah.
That worked, by the way. You are now not blurry, so don't move.
Okay. All right.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Seinfeld character do you think is funniest? Babu, Jay Peterman, or Frank Costanza?
Jay Peterman. Something about that voice and the way he speaks so distinct and odd. It cracks me up.
Master Tiebreaker, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I just finished season 1 of Steven Universe. The show is gold tier, and every minute I watch it, I regret missing out on it when I was a kid.
It only gets better. And the nice thing about it is that it's so well put together. Because I didn't watch as a kid either, but it's so good. It kind of brings you back to when you were a kid because it mixes in so much like relatable stuff you have as an adult in there as well. And I like shows that do that. Yeah, I mean, I've said a million times. I mean, they're if they're not already, they're going to be studying that show for like decades. Like that really is one of those trailblazer shows, in my opinion.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. One thing I've noticed about the Indiana Jones movies is how each film is themed around a religion. Raiders is Judaism, Temple is Hinduism, Last Crusade is Christianity, and Crystal Skull is Scientology or something. Is there a particular religion you would be interested in having the fifth film be themed around? Hopefully it's not a controversial question.
Honestly, Scientology would be pretty funny
It would
just
be,
to see how they
genuinely.
do it. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we lost you, Doug. Look at that quirky little frozen man right there. Just.
Like,
All right, there you are. Now you're back.
Oh man, I love the picture. It froze. I'm like,
Right, that's
like
what I was
that. Oh,
commenting
that
on while
looks
we were
great.
waiting for you to come back. I was like, look at that guy. He's just
Oh my God,
the
that's
quirky
funny.
thinking about your question.
Yeah. Sum up. I don't know. Like I know enough about like the major religions, but not enough in terms of like what will make a good Indiana Jones movie. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know.
Irish DC, thank you for that 9-month subscription. Welcome back. Hi, Doug, Heather, and
Thank
chat.
you.
Can't stay, so just stopping by to say hi. Hope you all have a nice night.
Hi, you too.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Tarantino film do you consider his magnum opus? Personally, I'd say Kill Bill.
Let me see.
I would say Pulp Fiction.
I used to say Django Unchained, but now I'm kind of leaning towards Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I still have to see that.
That one's growing on me more and more, and I didn't know what to think of it after I saw it, which I kind of liked. And then just the more I let it sit, kind of the better it got. So I'm leaning towards that, but I really do like Django Unchained a lot.
No Dream 16, thank you for gifting that sub to Randacy Gaming. Appreciate that. Thank you. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Michael Keaton movie Johnny Dangerously?
I saw it a long time ago, and I remember liking it, even though it was kind of corny, but I think it was kind of meant to be. But yeah, I haven't seen that since, again, I was probably like 12 or something like that. So I wouldn't mind checking it out again.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Another Dark Toon suggestion could be Disney's Legend of Tarzan's Tarzan and the Jungle Madness, where Turk and Tantor get violent and try to kill Tarzan and Jane.
Oh, okay. I think I saw one of like the sequel movies around that where it's just a couple of episodes clearly just strung together. So that's about the most I've seen of the show. But I'll try to check that out.
Dante, thank you for that 36-month subscription. That's 3 heckin' years. Welcome back. Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Last question for the night. Any chance of a first viewing coming? Miss those vids?
Man, I'd have to think what would be interesting for us to watch. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do with ones that's like, if we know we're just not going to say that much, we don't record it. But if it's one we haven't seen and we think it might be a good reaction, we'll do that. So nothing is planned, but I don't think they're like dead yet. If there's one that makes sense, we'll record it.
Oya Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Disney's Legend of Tarzan, there is a 2-parter called Tarzan and the Poisoned River. The second part features an African village getting blown up, and some may find that disturbing enough, but what makes it more eerie is that episode in question happened to air on the same day as 9/11.
Ooh, timing, I guess. Yeah, that's rough.
Captain John, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on analog horror? I think it would be a subgenre you would be interested in and is really popular on the internet right now. Some series that I recommend would be the Mandela Catalog, the Walton Files, and there's even one for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Maybe I don't know what this is. Horror web original subgenre of found footage. Involves footage look like dates back 20th century, such as VHS. So it's kind of like found footage, but like with online stuff, web stuff, I guess.
I don't know.
Um,
I've never heard of it.
yeah, I mean, it's a thing. There's a lot of stuff that pops up here. I think I would just have to do some more research on it, but sounds interesting.
Queen Calypson, thank you for the 100 bits. Forget Disney live action remakes. Disney needs to do Muppet remakes of Disney classics. For example, a Muppet Beauty and the Beast, where the Beast is the only human character and turns into a Muppet at the end.
That's funny.
That is
That's
funny.
funny.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm down. I liked the Haunted Mansion one they did. My friend had an idea of doing a Muppet Big Lebowski, and he had it all. He said everything would be exactly the same. It would just be Muppets playing everything. And every time we had a question of who would play who, he had an amazing answer for each one. He had it all cast out, and it was pretty funny. I know it's never going to happen. It'd be pretty amazing.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm one of the few people who actually really enjoyed the fourth Hotel Transylvania. I thought it had plenty of laughs and liked the conclusion it came to at the end. Much better than the third film, in my opinion.
I agree. I liked it just enough. I thought there was enough creativity to it to make it worth it. But yeah, I like the first two a lot more, though.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you're not the biggest horror fan, but have you seen any Final Destination movies? And if so, what do you think?
Like years ago, and it was one of those where I was like, I'm at a friend's house and we were all kind of half watching, half talking, and said what I saw I liked. But I think they got a real following years later, so it might make sense to maybe watch them again.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts about reviewing the My Little Pony movie that came out recently? Surely you can make brony jokes with that.
I don't know enough about it. I did make brony jokes just because it was popular and people seemed to tune in whenever I did it. But I tried watching, I think maybe 2 episodes, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't for me. It didn't grab me. So yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna review that movie, I should have some understanding of why it's popular. And a part of me does, and a part of me doesn't. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not the guy. I feel like there's a lot more people who understand that show a lot more who could probably talk about it better.
Orochi Kyo, thank you for the 100 bits. I went to a comic convention last weekend and I saw someone cosplaying as your nostalgia critic persona. What are some of the best cosplays of yourself that you have seen in person?
Let me see. I mean, the suit and tie is always fun, obviously. I've seen a couple Chesters, oh yes, God bless you. And it's always kind of funny when people find the I Donut Donuts shirt, because at one point the one I got had a stain on it, so I'm like, all right, I should probably go get another one. And it was out of print, and the only one I could find it was actually called Nostalgia Critic Donut Shirt. I'm like, well, this is kind of fitting. Okay.
All right, we have some time for a couple of highlighted here.
Nice.
Ramirez says Disney or Warner Bros. And happy Women's History Month, Heather. Thank you.
I can't pick. I love them both for different reasons. Don't make me choose.
Blabble, I can't read it, sorry. Says, since you talked about the Jesus Christ, Heather! Since you talked about the availability of the original Star Wars, you should see 4K77. Also, what's your favorite Marx Brothers movies?
The ones everybody likes, like Duck Soup. Was the Casablanca one. It was pretty good. Yeah, no big surprises there.
Ocelati says, what's your top 3 favorite movies based on Michael Crichton books, like Jurassic Park?
Oh, yeah, Jurassic Park. Just for laughs, Congo is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I heard that many good movies of his, the more I think about it. Oh, I kind of like Westworld, the original.
Power Gamer says, many years ago, Doug was approached by a man named Mike who said, hey, I don't know how I got here, but I think I had something to do with YouTube. Hey, you and I should team up, make a website, review some movies. We might be able to do some good. To which Doug simply responded, intriguing.
You're the one that saw Morbius.
Elite Gamer says, hello to Captain Heather and First Mate Doug. Hope you are both doing well. I was just wondering your thoughts on the movie Wolfwalkers. I found it to be really underrated by most. Also, yes or no, do you think media companies should go back and release shows that don't have physical copies on Blu-ray or even DVD? Have a great time in Dublin, Doug. Thank you both for the laughs.
I think they should, yeah, but I like physical media. At the very least, there should be a place to stream them. Aside from bad copies on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's the first part of that question?
I don't even remember. I had to go scooch back up, and actually, we got a couple of bit messages. So,
okay, sorry.
Sorry, guys. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna read these really fast, but please no more bit messages. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who do you like more, Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton?
Buster Keaton.
Or Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you hear about the incident with the Razzies recently where they had to rescind a nomination of a 12-year-old actress for the remake of Firestarter? It was after Devon Siwa, Macaulay Culkin, a previous Razzie nominee at 14 for Pagemaster, getting even on Richie Rich, and one of the WandaVision boys called the Razzies out on it.
Yeah, if that really is the youngest, that is a little weird. If they've been doing it for years, I feel like, okay, fair game. But if that's like really the youngest they've done, that's a little odd. I can kind of see where they're coming from with that.
Yeah. All right, and that will be it with us. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. As usual, we super appreciate it. We do have content here 5 days a week. Tomorrow, Tamara will be back on. Friday afternoon, Malcolm will be here, but Doug will not be here Friday evening. He will instead be in Dublin. So if you are in that area, Doug's going to be at a convention on Saturday.
Vatican is what it's called.
Yes, Vatican. Come on out. Check him out there. But if you can't go to Dublin to see Doug, you can always just hang out here tomorrow or Friday or Monday. We'll be here. We'll be here. We are all going to raid Tamra right now. Amazing. All right, great. We will go raid Tamra and wish her a good evening. Thank you all so much, and we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.